As we age, there comes a time when the loud buzz of youth fades, routines shift, and the world begins to feel both faster and lonelier. In those moments, it's not innovation that saves us. It's connection. It's purpose. It's the courage to keep writing our story, even when the pages feel uncertain. Let's talk about a man whose life embodies that very journey. A quiet but deeply transformative narrative that speaks to so many. This is the story of Mark Thompson, a 62-year-old retiree who faced the painful silence that often follows a full, busy life. And yet, through loss, change, and loneliness, he discovered something remarkable, that it's never too late to reclaim purpose, build connection, and find meaning in the later chapters of life. Mark's life wasn't extravagant, but it was rich in its way. For nearly 30 years, he dedicated himself to public service, building a modest but stable life with his beloved wife, Anne, and their 2 children, Adam and Eva. His days were filled with hard work, his evenings with laughter, and his weekends with the joyful chaos of family life. But time, as it always does, kept moving forward. Adam and Eve grew up and moved on, building families and careers of their own. And then came Anne's illness, a long, slow battle that ended in quiet grief. After her passing, the once lively home transformed into a shell of memories. The silence was deafening, and with each passing day, Mark felt the weight of absence, growing heavier. What made things worse was that the world didn't stop. It moved on without him. Birthday calls turned into quick messages, family visits became occasional holidays, and although Mark remained grateful for the love his children still showed, the sense of emotional distance became inescapable. He often found himself sitting in the living room, staring at the same family photos, hearing echoes of the past instead of footsteps in the present. But this isn't just a story of sorrow. This is a story of rediscovery. The turning point came in the form of a visit from Mr. Lewis, Mark's neighbor, also a widower, and someone who understood the quiet battles of aging better than most. Their conversation, though casual, sparked something in Mark. Mr. Lewis didn't offer sympathy. He offered wisdom. "We've reached a stage where we must think ahead," he said. And in those few words, Mark saw a sliver of light. He began to reflect not only on what he had lost, but also on what he still had: life, time, agency. So Mark started small but intentionally. First, he turned to his finances, understanding that security would give him peace of mind. He assessed his savings, met with a financial advisor, and began planning for long-term care. These weren't just logistical steps. They were acts of self-respect and empowerment. Next came the emotional side of healing. Inspired by Mr. Lewis's resilience, Mark made a promise to himself to stop waiting for joy to find him, and instead go out and create it. He committed to daily walks in the nearby park, soaking in nature and greeting passers-by with a gentle smile. He joined a community chess club, not because he was great at the game, but because he longed for a human connection. And slowly but surely, it worked. New friendships formed. Conversations grew from polite small talk into deep, meaningful exchanges. The loneliness began to lift. Not entirely, but enough to breathe easier again. Of course, not every moment was easy. Evenings remained the hardest. The silence, the shadows, the memories, they all returned when the sun dipped low. And then, one night, a new thought surfaced. What if I allowed myself to love again? It felt strange at first, maybe even wrong. Mark feared that seeking companionship would dishonor Anne's memory. But over time, he realized that moving forward was not betrayal. It was healing. Love doesn't replace what's lost. It honors it by embracing life anew. Once again, Mr. Lewis offered clarity. It's not about replacing the past. It's about not being swallowed by loneliness. Not long after, Mark met Linda Brown at the community center. She too had known the ache of solitude. They connected over their shared stories, books they loved, meals they missed cooking for someone, and the quiet beauty of a morning walk. What began as casual chats turned into cherished companionship. No pressure, no titles. Just 2 people choosing to walk the next part of their lives side by side. And when Mark fell ill with the flu, Linda was there, holding his hand, bringing him warm soup, reminding him that someone still cared. Even Adam noticed the shift in his father. His spark had returned. Mark wasn't just surviving his later years, he was thriving in them. But, as life often teaches, nothing stays the same forever. One day, Linda's son called. He needed her help with his upcoming wedding and asked her to come and stay with him. Linda didn't want to leave Mark, but family responsibilities tugged at her heart. With grace and understanding, Mark encouraged her to go, showing once again the selfless strength of someone who knows the true meaning of connection. It was a bittersweet goodbye, but it didn't break him. Why? Because by then, Mark had built a foundation of habits, of friendships, of resilience. He leaned on his community, he wrote letters, he stayed active, and through it all, he kept believing in his worth. Plan financially, understand your savings, manage your budget, and prepare for medical needs. Use tools like budgeting apps, consult financial planners, and consider long-term insurance. Stay active. Whether it's walking, yoga, or community center activities, keep your body moving. Physical health directly impacts emotional well-being. Reconnect socially. Join clubs, volunteer, attend workshops. Loneliness thrives in isolation. Break that cycle. Embrace technology, use smartphones to stay in touch, explore senior-friendly apps for wellness and hobbies, and even try virtual companionship programs. Tech can be a lifeline. Accept help. Whether from neighbors, friends, or hired caregivers, don't be ashamed to need and accept support. 6. Consider companionship. This doesn't always mean romance. A friend, a pet, a neighbor, someone who sees you and listens. Create a routine. Structure your day. Purposeful activities prevent drifting and promote emotional stability. Seek professional support. Therapists, counselors, or group sessions can help process grief, trauma, and life transitions. Stay curious. Take up a new hobby, learn a new skill, read new books. Mental stimulation keeps the mind sharp and the heart engaged. 2. Believe in new beginnings. Life doesn't stop at 60 or 70 or even 90. There are still memories to be made, connections to be forged, and joy to be found. To all those navigating the path of aging, know this. Being alone does not mean being forgotten. Your life has depth, value, and potential for new growth. As seen through Mark's story, it's never too late to rewrite your journey. So, if you're watching this and resonating with Mark's experience, take heart. Whether you're facing a quiet home, a changing family dynamic, or the fear of growing old in isolation, remember, you're not alone in this. There are communities, resources, and people ready to welcome you with open arms. This has been a heartfelt reflection here on technology in the future. While we usually cover the latest in gadgets, innovations, and AI breakthroughs, sometimes the most valuable technology is the human spirit, resilient, adaptable, and always reaching for connection. Remember to like, share, and subscribe for more content not only on future tech, but also on living wisely and meaningfully in every chapter of life. Until next time, stay strong, stay connected, and never stop believing in your worth. Plan financially. Understand your savings, manage your budget, and prepare for medical needs. Use tools like budgeting apps, consult financial planners, and consider long-term insurance. Stay active. Whether it's walking, yoga, or community center activities, keep your body moving. Physical health directly impacts emotional well-being. Reconnect socially. Join clubs, volunteer, attend workshops. Loneliness thrives in isolation. Break that cycle. Embrace technology. Use smartphones to stay in touch. Explore senior-friendly apps for wellness and hobbies, and even try virtual companionship programs. Tech can be a lifeline. Accept help. Whether from neighbors, friends, or hired caregivers, don't be ashamed to need and accept support. Consider companionship. This doesn't always mean romance. A friend, a pet, a neighbor, someone who sees you and listens. Create a routine. Structure your day. Purposeful activities prevent drifting and promote emotional stability. Seek professional support. Therapists, counselors, or group sessions can help process grief, trauma, and life transitions. Stay curious. Take up a new hobby, learn a new skill, read new books. Mental stimulation keeps the mind sharp and the heart engaged. 10. Believe in new beginnings. Life doesn't stop at 60 or 70 or even 90. There are still memories to be made, connections to be forged, and joy to be found. To everyone walking the delicate path of aging, know this deep truth. Being alone does not mean being forgotten. Your existence holds immense depth, incredible value, and a boundless potential for renewal and transformation, no matter where you are in life. Aging is not an end. It's a shift, a rebirth, a chapter rich with opportunity to redefine your narrative just like Mark did. Mark's story is not just an anecdote. It's a powerful reminder that our journey doesn't end when things slow down. In fact, that's often when the most meaningful chapters begin. Through hardship, isolation, or change, Mark discovered that hope and connection can still bloom. It's never too late to reclaim joy, purpose, and companionship. It's never too late to reach out, to start again, to write a new beginning. So if you're watching this right now and you feel seen in Mark's story, maybe you're living in a quiet home that used to echo with laughter, or watching your family evolve while you stand still, or simply feeling the weight of loneliness creeping in as time goes on. Please remember, you are not invisible. You are not forgotten. You are not alone. There are communities out there designed just for you, where people are waiting with open arms, warm smiles, and understanding hearts. Support networks, local centers, online forums, and new friends are just a step away. And we, right here, are a part of that community too. While our channel often focuses on the senior buzz, whether it's groundbreaking gadgets, cutting-edge innovations, or the marvels of AI, sometimes the senior health we can talk about is something far more human: the spirit. The human spirit is a force beyond measure. It's resilient, adaptable, and above all, wired for connection. So if this message has touched you or reminded you of someone you love, take a moment to reflect, reach out, and maybe even start a conversation that matters. Share this with someone who needs to hear it. And if you're new here, consider subscribing, not just for the tech and innovation, but for stories and content that inspire meaningful, connected, and empowered living in every chapter of life. Until next time, stay strong, stay curious, stay connected, and never ever stop believing in your worth.